My name is Leilani Thatcher, a tour guide at the Library of Lost Things. This is The Doorstep Project, Episode 5, True North. This week we have a letter from a visitor of the museum. The name she asked to be called was Emma. Emma visited our museum a few years ago, and I gave her the tour myself. She sent me this letter personally, and I asked her permission to share her story here, but her real name will not be disclosed for her privacy. Dear Leila, thank you for the tour of the Library of Lost Things last week. I'll be honest with you, I went on the tour for promotional reasons. Your museum paid me to give a tour of the place, and I thought it might be a nice change from my regular content. The video didn't do as well as anyone was hoping it would, but the value of the video is not what I'll remember from this museum. I wasn't excited to be filming there. I woke up that morning wanting to be anywhere else. I'm always uncomfortable filming in public. Everyone has seen those videos of people making a fool of themselves in public, and I don't want to be that person. I was relieved when I met you at the front of the museum and you said you'd take me on the tour. It felt more natural. It was actually fun to film you instead of me. It felt more real. The moment I stepped into the Influencers in History exhibit, I wanted to run. I hate the word influencer. When people ask me what I do for work, I feel like such a snob. Besides, I'm not influencing anyone. I react to videos or show new products or take tours of old buildings because that's what I was paid to do. I'm not influencing, I'm manipulating. That's always how I viewed it. I felt like I was being paid to manipulate you into buying something or watching something or going somewhere. I have to be dynamic so the audience wants to watch me, but not too annoying so the audience doesn't feel like they're stupid. I have to use certain words to boost the algorithm, but I have to do it discreetly or the audience will notice. I have to pick and choose every word I say. I hate it. I remember you took me over to a part of the exhibit and told me all about Albert Einstein. Let me explain for our listeners before I keep reading this letter. The Einstein exhibit is a pillar with notes about his greatest achievements set in glass. On a little pedestal is an old magnetic compass. The story goes that Einstein was sick in bed when he was 5 years old, and his dad gave him a compass to play with. Einstein wanted to know how it worked, and that inspired him to learn more. We have a lot of exhibits in that room, including Isaac Newton, Marie Curie, Martin Luther King, etc. Each one has a story about their lives that not a lot of people know. Not really lost things, but little-known things that inspired them or changed their lives in huge ways. Okay, back to the letter. I remember seeing that compass and just kind of staring at it. I couldn't stop thinking about it for the rest of the tour for some reason. There was this nagging voice in the back of my head telling me that the compass was important. When we reached the end of that room, I remember you turned around really dramatically and said, "Do you know what inspired you?" Inspired me to do what? Film myself talking to people? Edit videos all day? Worry about the algorithm? How inspired do I have to be to talk to a camera all day? I thought about that question a lot over the next few days. I think I started vlogging because I saw someone on YouTube doing it, and I thought it looked easy and fun. It's not easy, but sometimes it's fun. I don't feel like I was inspired to vlog. I just knew I could and did. Not very inspiring. But the compass wouldn't leave my mind. The one in your exhibit was just a little black thing you might get from a scout camp or something. I thought I recognized it. So when I got home, I started looking through my desk where I kept all my old stuff from foster care. There wasn't a lot in that box anymore, just a few letters and trinkets from foster families along the way. And there, at the bottom of the box, was a small black compass with an elastic string attached to it, so I could wear it. That compass was a gift from my 8th grade science teacher. He gave it to me during a transfer of foster homes. He had seen me crying at my locker, and he took me to his classroom and told me about this compass and then gave it to me. Scratched inside the lid of the dollar store compass were the words True North. So there's a difference between magnetic north and true north. Magnetic north changes. About every 300,000 years, the north and the south pole flip. The electromagnetic fields of the earth are changing constantly, but true north will always be along the axis of the earth, no matter what. And for a 14-year-old girl in foster care, moved around so many times that I don't even remember where I started, true north was the most stable thing in my life. I wore that compass every day of school until senior year, when it was packed in a box with all my personal possessions and moved to a house of my own. It reminded me to look for the stable things in life, like school or work. And that's what inspired me. All through school, I wanted to be a teacher who could give a compass to a little girl to keep all her pieces together. An influencer in my own right. I wanted to change lives, and I feel like I didn't. I haven't yet. So, here are the final thoughts of the Library of Lost Things that I didn't put in my video. I didn't think I wanted to be an influencer. It turned out I did want to be an influencer, but not in the way I thought I wanted. I forgot my true north for a time, which is helping kids in foster care understand that they are welcome, needed, and understood. I thought my true north had to be perfect for the algorithm, for my audience, and for my income. But my true north is perfect for me. It's what I was called to do. True north never changes. I lost my purpose, but I found it in the Influencers in History exhibit of the Library of Lost Things. A small compass changed my life twice now, and I didn't want that story to get lost again. So I am giving it to you, Leila, and I hope you can use it to find your true north. All my love, Emma. Thank you for sharing your story, Emma, and I'm glad you found your true north again. Emma now uses her platform to bring attention to kids and teens in foster care in similar situations. Emma has asked to stay anonymous, but has said that if you'd like to support her cause, you can donate to foster care facilities in your area. I loved this letter, and I was so glad I found it again right before this podcast started, and I decided to make a whole episode about it, because our true north is sharing your stories, the stories from around the world that you don't want to be forgotten. If you would like to find out how to submit your story, you can go to familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. All the information is there, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for listening to The Doorstep Project. This audio drama was created and produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice or share it with a friend. Leilani and the project will be back next week. Until then, write every day. One day your story could be in a museum. The Doorstep Project is produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. It was written, edited, and performed by AJ Barton. Sound effects for this podcast are provided by Zapsplat. Music used in this podcast includes Reawakening by Kevin McLeod, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. You can learn more at his website, incompetech.com, or at creativecommons.org. Both music and sound effects have been changed and edited by AJ Barton. Links for websites, information, and contact can be found in the description of the episode. Would you like to submit your story or art to the Doorstep Project? You can find information for story submission at familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. Information on CC by 4.0 licenses can be found at creativecommons.org.